Yo guys, there's this video that's been ministering to me today. My man. Oh, Sunny Bona showing these. This lead singer. This lead singer. Harry Big Mo. Franco just texted me, he needs his headphones. Harry Big Mo, Bazaluizi. Chasses. Why you come out? Munduz.
Yes.
Here you go.
I'm with you.
Oh,
Thank you.
there you go. See you later. Are you grandma? Did you guys hear what I heard from that choir? Mara, let's bamba it there. Bazaluizi. Yeah. Amen. So, today we are here because I'm answering a few questions that I got on my Instagram. I'm answering all the questions I got. But I'm going to be making a cocktail. I'm going to be making a cocktail while I answer your questions. Hey, Mara, guys. I think people were laughing at the disclaimer I put, Mara, guys, but what about that test 9 people were like, why? Let's go with a I'm like, but to babota, okay, that's what I'm going to just like Moto question anyway. Another question that someone had. Someone's like, so how would you feel if your husband cheated on you and you guys had to say, my sister, like, But this is why Kires kabutang. Yes, but my Chinese. First of all, let me get prepared. First of all, we got Don J 70. I'm making a paloma, by the way. We got Don J 70, and then let me get my next ingredients. What are we getting next up? Oh, some grapefruit soda. We got grapefruit soda. And then what do I need from the fridge? Oh, some agave syrup. I hope I'm pronouncing that properly, but syrup. We got some syrup. And then we got syrup and then a cutting board. Guys, I don't have, what's that? Grapefruit. I bought only one grapefruit, and then Francesi threw it in the bin because it was already cut, but now I save. And then I'm getting my bowl of fruit. I'm substituting an orange for the grapefruit I'm supposed to use, but a grapefruit is, I thought you wouldn't taste the difference, but you do. Okay, here are my ingredients. What am I missing? I feel like I'm missing something. Ice. Let me get ice, Bazaloisi. Okay, let me get some ice. Some ice. We got some ice. I just want to put some in a glass. Okay, I have my glass over here for ice. You know what? Let me get my ingredients ready and then we will meet in a few seconds. Okay, I feel like this angle is much better. You can see me and also see what I'm doing. The natural light is missing with this. Anyway, let's get started. The most asked question about how old I am. I think 60% of the questions I got had to do with something around my age. But anyway, all your questions today are answered today. Let me start. This is a bit of a heavy one. Maybe let me move it there. How was George's first week at daycare and yours at work? The first week was for him. I think he loved it. I think George is fun. I think George is a people's person, so he loves being around other kids. He loves playing, like he just loves people. So yeah, now he was fine. Even when we went to tour the nursery, he was already like, I want to stay here. He was already happy to stay and cried when we had to leave. So honestly, he had a great time. But what he struggled with, what's that? He struggled with the times that they give them food, because George's nursery provides all the food. They provide food, milk, nappies, everything. When you just drop your baby off and they say, we'll take it from here. So the problem is that, I take him from home and then I drop him off, and then they give them breakfast, but then the breakfast most of the time they give is toast, and he's not used to toast. I'm like, I have toast, but he eats the fruit or whatever, fine, whatever. So usually our schedule here is that I give him breakfast, and then got 12, and then when he wakes up at around 2 o'clock, that's when he has lunch, and then he has dinner at like 6:30. They lunch 11 o'clock. So my child is just like, what the hell? 11. So he's not eating. So they were a bit concerned. Also, I think the food, my child's a bit like, what the hell? So he is a bit, so that's the only challenge he had. The challenge I had is that, guys, fitting work in and what's that, nursery pickups and drop off and household responsibilities is really hard. Like, I think the first week rocked us. I also think we weren't very prepared, because literally you wake up in the morning, I wake up early, I go to drop him off from nursery, I then take the train to work, I travel to work, and then work. After work I go and pick him up, and I pick him up around 5:30. We get home at like 6 p.m. He's already cranky, he wants to eat and sleep. So I feed him and I bathe him and I put him in bed, and that's like by 7. I'm cutting onion for dinner. So by 7, dinner's ready at like 8:30. We eat until 9:30. By then you're exhausted, it's time for us to sleep, and that's how the week went. And we were just so tired, but I think we just didn't prepare well, because this week I want to meal prep. I think it will save us a lot of time, and I think George as well will be used to the food. But this first week, guys, that first week was hard. Like, I missed my child a lot. I think that was the most difficult thing, being at work and just wondering what he's doing. My Shayla, I missed him, but hopefully this week we are cruising nicely. Question number 2. What were your winter fashion faves? I'm struggling to create work winter outfits. I'm the worst person to ask in winter. In winter, I don't dress for fashion. I dress to survive. I'm not even joking. In winter, I'm not even thinking, ooh, this is fashionable. Ooh, this is cute. My mind is not even there. Now winter, I'm just trying to figure out how can I put as many layers on as possible and still look decent. So I'm not even gonna lie to you, my babes, I'm the worst person ever. The season that I love dressing for is spring and summer. Winter, it's a wrap for me, my baby. I'm so sorry. And then question number 3, do you feel behind at work, like you backtracked your career or lost credits? Oh, 100%. This is a conversation that I was having with my friends, and I'm like, it's really amazing that the UK does give you, like, as long as they do like a year off for maternity leave. And as much as people at work and at corporate will tell you that, oh, we understand, you're a mom, go, but a girl that I trained at work that was my temp is now in a new job, promoted. I'm still in my old job. And I don't blame my workplace, honestly, because she's been working there, she did a good job, I'm catching up, no change. So honestly, for my next baby, I don't plan on taking as long as I did, because I just saw how it really does put you on the back foot career-wise. And it will never be said out loud, but the fact that you went away for that long and the company survived, it brings up questions like, do we really need you like that? So yeah, this is a sore spot for me, but career-wise, I'm just not at a happy point right now, and not only because of my workplace's handling of the situation and everything, but also because I get it, but I do feel behind. I do feel like that year I took off did set me behind. You get back to work and like so many new faces, you are trying to remember your old your old role, the things you were doing. You also know that you can't expect a promotion anytime soon, because I'm still trying to remember what I was doing, so they can't just move you into a new role. So there's just and lots of politics at play. So yeah, I wouldn't, like, next time I'm not going to take as long as I did, like. And then a follow-up question on what I'm talking about. I received questions about what do I do for work. So I work at an immigration law firm here in the UK. You guys know immigration, so anybody looking to immigrate to the UK, trying to get a spousal visa, you're trying to get, a life partner, that's what I do for work. Then another question I received was, how did you get your job, like application process and updating resume, etc. So understand that I came with a South African degree, right? I came with South African qualifications. Not having worked before in SA, I didn't work go SA. So I did work in SA, but not like very good jobs. So this was going to be my first proper job. But how I got my jobs, that I was looking for jobs on Indeed.com. I went on Indeed, I applied, I went for I went for interviews and I got the job. But I came here with a law degree, but I can't practice law here, obviously, because I can't practice law here because I'm not qualified to practice here. So my mentality going into looking for a job was, I just want to work in a law firm. And so that meant going after positions like a legal assistant and so forth, just so I can get into a law firm and then study further in the law firms, so that just to get just to get a foot in the door. Because I understood that I am starting from the back foot. I'm starting with a South African qualification, which they don't, guys, I'm stuck what to do. Oh, Don Julio now. So it was humbling a bit. It was humbling. So that's how I got my job. And on my resume, I had to be very honest, that look, dude, I'm not a UK quali. From SA, and I know nothing about the UK, boo. And Shem, my employer, because it's a small law firm, he really took a gamble on me. I think it's because during the interview I was very honest and it went quite well, clearly. But yeah, that's how I got my job. Do you think the South Africans are saturating the UK workforce? Like, how do the locals feel? I'm worried about being controversial, guys. Yes, when people are dragged, they always drag because of the Q&A. Look, the locals are just not happy about about foreigners. It's not just, they're not happy only about South Africans, but about foreigners as a whole, because there were protests. There were protests I think last year, where the locals wanted foreigners like out, but it wasn't like all the locals, of course. But there is concern that foreigners are taking over the country. Foreigners are getting citizenship. They're getting citizenship very quickly. They are dominating. There are concerns about that. But I don't know, guys. The locals, Monana, when you get into the workforce, you don't find a lot of British people, well, at least in my job, and it's a lot of foreign people. Guys, people here, when in the jobs that you get in, people are just from all over the world. So let me bamba it there. Yeah. Another question. Do you see yourself living in South Africa again? Oh, definitely, guys. Definitely, I see myself living in South Africa again. In fact, should my husband get a job offer that takes him there, like, we are moving back ASAP. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you, Shem. We are so moving back. Guys, SA will always be home. Like, I want to be close to my mom. I want to be close to my friends. I want to be close to family. I want to be in a sunny country where you don't only get sunshine like 20% of the year. I miss all that, definitely. So 100% I see myself living in South Africa again. But I think I stopped. The reason why my husband and I even at a point of looking for a house now and everything is because we thought that we were going to be here for a short time. Initially, we didn't think we were going to be here for this long, and so we sort of were not living, when it comes to looking for a place to stay. No, let's not look for a big place because we're not going to be here for long. Let's not buy the couch that we want because we're not going to be here for long. Let's just buy. Do you know what I mean? And then things kept happening, and we were finding ourselves here for longer than we thought we would be here for. And then now we don't have the things that we want because we are just, you are living in a I'm not going to be here soon, I'm not going to be soon. So the attitude that we have right now is we are going to make a life here, and we're going to settle here and lay roots and everything. And if the chance and opportunity comes for us to move back to SA, we're going to take it. Like, we will go. And if by then we've bought a house here, we'll just rent out the house, you know. But we need to live. We need to actually live life instead of just kind of just hoping. Guys, let me taste it now. That's it. Number one. Love, love, love. Yo, you guys need to try this. So I showed you the ingredients. Very simple: tequila, syrup, grapefruit soda, and a grapefruit. Just to Next question. When do you think you'll be ready to have another baby? I was ready the day Georgie came out of me. I was ready. No, I'm not. Let me be serious. I think next year I would like to have another baby. But the scary thing, guys, about things like these, you know, is that the scary thing about talking about things like these out loud is that I don't want to say, guys, I'm ready to have a baby like next year, and then next year there's no baby. Now you're like, sis, are you okay? Yeah, it's just a thing of, I think putting your desires out there is so vulnerable, because, you know, these things you plan and God decides. But my desire is to have another baby, maybe like next year, maybe go pregnant again next year. That's what I want, and I'm not gonna lie. But I am also being honest that I think like 2 months after George was born, I was like, if I would have another baby right now, I wouldn't be mad. I'm not even gonna lie. Compares SA versus London, pros and cons, which is better overall in your opinion? I think this question is answered by an earlier video of mine that I made with Mbali and Mbali. I think that video will answer any question that you have on that. Every South African you meet will tell you the same thing. Also, the person asking this lives in the UK, so babes, I feel like you should know. I feel like you should know anything about SA versus London. And then a few questions about my style. What inspires your style? It's so timeless. Where do you draw your fashion inspiration from? You can put an outfit well together, you guys. So I think, guys, it took me some time to find my style, you know, because I think when I was a few years ago, something needed to be tight on me. I you know, and like trendy things as well. But I don't know. I think I honestly can't tell you where. I think at some point I just started experimenting, and I was like, oh, I like this. For me, a lot of my outfit inspo from, guys, it's Pinterest and, you know, your Instagram explore page. Instagram sees what you're interested in, it sees your style, and then it prioritizes those content creators. So I think I drew a lot of inspiration from those. Most of the time, you guys have seen on my YouTube channels, I'll be so confused on what I want to wear, and then I'll just go onto Pinterest, scroll, and then I'd be like, this could be a cute outfit. So I'd say I draw my inspiration from a lot of people, but also the way to be able to do that is that you need a good capsule wardrobe. That's the way I'm able to reuse a lot of my pieces and to be able to recreate looks that I see on the creators that I see a lot. So I have a good capsule wardrobe. I have good plain jeans. I have good plain tops. I have a long sleeve blue shirt. I have a striped long sleeve blue shirt. I have good black slacks. I have simple shoes, browns, and then I have pops of color as well, but plain. So very simple things, but you can just create 100 different outfits. And for me, I don't like tight clothes, so that's just my style. That I think it's a style that suits me. And a question I also got was if I suffer from body dysmorphia. I don't. Now, guys, I've never struggled with my body. I mean, not that I've always thought that, oh, my body is so perfect. In fact, I've struggled with feeling like I'm too small. For a long time I really wanted to gain weight, and it just doesn't happen for me like that. I tried all sorts of things to gain weight, but I've just grown to accept now my body doesn't pick up weight easily, but I drop weight like this. And I know people are like, oh, you're so lucky, so lucky. And I get that, but I also, from my end, I'm just like, I do wish I was just a bit bigger, but I've grown to accept my body, and I don't think about it too much. I've just focused more on finding clothes that look good on me, that work for my body type. You know, I don't wear tight things because I get heavy, guys. I cannot heavy. So if I wear something tight, it looks like heavy. So I got to make it work, babes, because so I have to, you know, yeah, make a plan, babes. So that's what I do. And when I just buy things that are just comfortable with me, guys. So, but thank you guys so much. That's so nice. I love it that you guys think that I dress well. I really tried to. Thanks, Troy Mees. LLB student here. What are some of the job opportunities available in London, and how do I apply? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know, especially because if you're going to be looking for sponsorship, a lot of companies here tend to stray away from people who need sponsorship. And by sponsorship, I mean that they help you with your visa and sponsor you so you can be here. And law is such a tough career path to sponsor because it's so niche. And when you come ka LLB Mzansi, they already, and it's an African qualification, so there is a thing as well here where, you know, they see, oh, you're qualified, oh, but from Africa. So I honestly don't know, but I know that the people who, I think, and I stand to be corrected, the easiest way, or one of the easiest way to move here at LLB is being moved by a company, because all the lawyers that I know that are here, all the lawyers that I know that are here were either A, moved by a company, so they moved internally, or B, they had a partner whose job moved them here, and then they started looking at a job while here. So whatever job they were looking for, they didn't need sponsorship, which makes it easier to work here while you study for UK qualifications. The people that move here like this, KDCA, guys, like there are so many chartered accountants. Chartered accountants move here like it's nothing. They do consultants, like they're like almost everyone I know. So yeah. How did you know your husband was the one? And do you want more kids? I said that second one where I want more kids. Yes, I do. How did you know your husband was the one? Lona se ke le tshaba ha re le fa di love stories tsa rona, so you dissect, you guys dissect our love stories le ntsha di calculator the love stories tsa rona. Ke le tshaba. I just felt it, guys. I just felt it in my heart. Kare, I love him and he loves me. Kare, that's the one. Ke se ke le tshaba happy lona. Next thing, la dissect. So, guys, I'm joking. But like, yes, I'm sure you guys need to stop. But how did I know my husband was the one? There wasn't. I really would be lying if I said there was that moment. Kinda that. I don't know if you guys know this video. Yeah. Ronaldo, is it Ronaldo? Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo. Where they're asking him why he's not marrying his partner. Ati, you know, her and I both know we're gonna feel El click, and I'm waiting for it. Like, I want to show you guys that video, but there wasn't that click for me, that moment, that singular moment. I think our relationship was just so intentional that at a point it just felt like the most natural thing to do next. Also, I think how I knew he was the one is that he felt responsible over me. He genuinely felt responsible over me. He didn't have a thing. He never had that thing, Yahure, this is me, this is you, you know, you do you, I do me. And then he always felt responsibility over my life, over me. So any problem I had was an us problem in that sense. He was already planning and talking as if like we're going to be together forever, you know. Yeah, man, like he just he just, you could see, was intentional, and he felt a personal responsibility of a person who just takes care of you. And I was just like, this is my man. Also, I never had to guess with him. Like, there was no mind games, he was just a guy that just came and was like, yo lava. And then one of the questions as well, it was explain your life story and how did you and hubby meet. Lorna. So really woke too much. The love stories are gonna like dissect guy. No ways. The guitar. I met hubby. How did we meet? So let me summarize it. I met him through a friend. A friend of his was the one that I was talking to. Let's get that down. A friend of his was the one that I was talking to, but we were both like very chilled about it, and we hadn't even explored it. So before we went on a date, it was a thing of, hey, a very chilled way for us to get to know each other. Maybe let's hang out at my friend's house. He's having a bride, and the friend was my husband actually. So we went to my now husband, went to Franco's house, and Franco had a girlfriend there too, but we weren't even looking at each other. We weren't like interested in each other. We just chatted. It was a great night, chilled, and then the friend and I knew at that party that we just don't click, you know. So it was that night that the friend and I were like, hey, maybe it's all gonna work between us, and we were both like, yeah. And then the night ended, and then months later, that's when Franco, he was on another country, and then he followed me on Instagram and was like, oh my gosh, it's this guy that I remember I met that other time. And then I was like, hey, I see you're not in the country. And was like, yeah, I moved to the UK. And then we started talking, and then 1 + 1 is 2. We never stopped talking ever since then. And then he flew over to South Africa for a first date. Actually, let me fly over so we can have our first date. So he flew over, we had our first date. I liked him. One lava. You know, love was just there. So that's our love story, guys. But the first time we met was at yours truly go Cape Town. Or Joaling in the bar. But what tips can you give so that we can also thrive in relationship/marriage? Now guys, I always stray from giving relationship advice about, oh, it's what you need to do to thrive in marriages, because I just arrived. Number 1. Number 2, let's have it. I'm scared of you guys. On a serious note though, I think the best, I'm just gonna tell you guys the best advice I got. I think the best advice I've received thus far was from my husband actually, about how we go about our marriage. And I think what I would tell anyone in a relationship or who's getting to go to marriage is to start with, do you believe that your partner loves you? Do you believe your partner loves you and doesn't want to hurt you and never wants to intentionally hurt you and wants the best for you? Do you believe that? Yes. Okay. Excuse me. So if you believe that your partner loves you, always operate from that point. Always start from that point. Which means you always give the benefit of the doubt. So whatever your partner does, and I'm not talking about cheating, but whatever your partner does, disagreements, whatever, always start from that point that my partner loves me. And if he did this thing in Tianang that's wrong, it's because he didn't mean to. And wang lava, but he didn't mean to, and his intention was not to hurt me. And approach it from that point where you then go, hey, you've done A, B, C, you said, how do we fix this so that you don't do it again? And I think that's been some of the best advice that I received, because it was some disagreement I was having with my husband, and he said that moment, he was like, dude, do you believe that I love you, that I don't mean to screw you over, that I'm not here to hurt you, that I actually live my life to make you happy? And I was like, yes. And he was like, yes, if I've done something wrong, it's not because I wanted to, it's because I just made a mistake. I didn't know, but my mission is to just make you happy. And I was like, you know what? You ate that. But in that moment, like, okay, so moving on, But I think that's been one of the best advice that I got. Mara hai khabare buffet, guys. Khabare buffet. Hire when your partner cheated, then sana. No, darling. But, and I think that's the thing that, and a lot of people, when you talk about relationships and that, Uspanisbani, they had problems in their relationship when they married, people always jump to cheating. And I've come to learn that there's so much that can happen in a relationship that's beyond cheating. Things that just happen that need forgiving, guys. There's so much you need to forgive your partner for that don't have to do with cheating. Me bamba it there Luizi. But yeah, that's, I think, the best tip that I could ever give somebody. Always give your partner the benefit of the doubt. Always start from a point where you genuinely believe that your partner loves you and doesn't want to hurt you. Yes. And the next question, did you instantly click with your daughter? Were you not nervous? I was very nervous. Our first meeting wasn't one-on-one. It was a Christmas celebration with a bunch of his family members, his sister, her husband, and then a bunch of my people as well, my friends. So it wasn't we didn't kind of sit her down and then me and him in front of her and like, hey, I'm your mother. No, we didn't do that. So it was very chilled. I was very nervous, but that setting kind of helped because the first meeting was I keep on saying we're chilled. It was relaxed and there wasn't pressure. Whether I instantly clicked, we instantly clicked in a way where we were, because of the way we met, and then we met, and then only later was like, oh yeah, so we're getting married. We instantly clicked. But as time went on a little bit, there started to be a bit of, I don't know, where things are changing for her now, and we had a lot to work through, in the sense that you could understand that she was going from, when I'm with dad, it's just me and dad, and I have dad's undivided attention and just spoils me. And now I was a third party coming into that dynamic, because it had just been her and dad for a long time, and now I'm there. And now when the time that she gets to be with dad, there's now a third person, there's now another person that has to share dad's attention. So when those things, because initially just like, I like her, and then now when the reality or the practicality around that started to dawn on her, I think she struggled with it a little bit, where it was now like, oh my god. And especially she's a girl, girls love their dad's undivided attention. And now there was Glodina, who was there, and dad was now catering to Glodina as well. So it was a bit, but I think these things just need time, because I think as time went on, her and I got closer. She got used to the new dynamic. It hit a bump again when there was a new baby, because now there's number 4. Now there's 4 of us. There's another person yet again to share dad's attention. But I think with that, her excitement for a sibling kind of was more than her feelings around, oh my god, another sibling I'm gonna have to share dad with and mom with. There wasn't, she was more excited than that, but those feelings are there. But I think, she's a child, guys. It helped to just kind of understand that this is just a child who's dealing with her own emotions that I will never understand. So as time went on, I think we found our rhythm, and now we're fine. Like, right, manje. So if you are a mom out there that is in the same setup as I am, where you have, you know, a stepdaughter, I don't like to call her that, but I know that in the beginning, guys, it's not easy. You know, she's learning you are learning her, and they obviously will be a bit of hiccups here and there, but they pass. You know, they get less and less, especially with the support of your husband, and especially if you are able to separate your feelings from your feelings from what's right, from being able to recognize that this is just a child that is adjusting, that is also being a teenager. You know, it's very hard, but you get to loving this little girl, and you know, these things, like, be encouraged. You know, I keep on saying, you know, but these things pass, and you guys get to love each other, and you guys get to have a good relationship. It will happen for you. If you're there wondering and there's hiccups, just know that it's gonna happen one day. It's just time. But you know, after some time, you're not even going to remember the times when it was tough at first. You're just going to be absolutely besotted with this little boy or little girl, or not a little boy, a little girl, but an older child. But time, guys, these things just need time, you know. Has there been big changes or adjustments in your marriage since you became a mom? Definitely, especially being in the UK, because here in London, everything falls on you. We don't have the kind of help that we would have otherwise had in South Africa. So the cleaning, we get a helper every now and then, but the cleaning, taking care of George, everything is on us. So things have had to change. We don't have as much us time anymore. And I think it got to us a little bit as well. Well, not a little bit, but it started getting to us at first. But I think what helped is what I said earlier. When we both understood that, look, neither of us are trying to hurt each other. And anything, for example, if I complain, if in my head I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm here waking up again with the baby for the third morning in a row early, and Franco is still sleeping, I always have to remind myself that Franco wants to make my life easier. If he's still sleeping and he's not up helping me out with the baby, it's not because habadly or he's doing it on purpose, or it's just because he's maybe just very tired, you know. And I know that I married a considerate person. I know that my husband is very thoughtful and very considerate. So anytime he's not doing anything or not kind of living up to an expectation, I always start from the point of knowing that he just can't sometimes, but yeah, that's been the big change and adjustment in our marriage. And I think also another change is that there's been more things to clash on because we don't have 100% of the same style or the same approach to parenting and to taking care of George. So we can, you know, clash a little bit here and there, but yeah, we usually just find our way through it. But yep. How did you feel about yourself after giving birth? Oh, I was so emotional when I gave birth, guys, because I didn't have an aunt here or anybody here. It was just my husband and I. I mean, my mother-in-law came over for like, I think 6 days or a week, and then she left. So it was just up to Franco and I to figure it out, because she works, my mother-in-law works, so we had to figure it out. So I didn't have time to think about me, how I look, how I felt. But I think I was just in a lot of pain, and I was just emotional during that time about not having my mom here who couldn't travel, and just having to figure this all out by myself. I was in a lot of pain. I was too focused on trying to keep George alive and learn my way around it. So yeah, I just, that's how that period of time was after birth. Another question is, did you struggle conceiving? No, I didn't. I didn't struggle conceiving, also because of the method of birth control I was on. I was on the pill, and I stand to be corrected, but I think I was advised that the pill doesn't take too long to leave your system for when you want to get pregnant. So I think it took us maybe 2 months after we started trying. 2 to 3 months. So I didn't struggle conceiving. Since you're based in the UK, does SA feel cheaper to you, and can you still spot when something's overpriced aside? Definitely. I don't think SA is cheaper at all. But a way that I do this, or the way that, I don't know what I'm trying to say, how I manage to do this to keep myself from thinking that things are cheap in SA is that when I travel to SA, I convert my money already. I convert it to rands, so that I have pounds and I'm spending in rands. Also, every time I go back to SA, I feel like things are just getting more and more expensive. I don't know why. Like Uber Eats, I was just like, things are not as cheap as I remember them to be in SA. But something that is undoubtedly much cheaper in SA is beauty care, getting your hair done, your nails done, waxing. Things that side I think are so cheap. That's why I do everything that side. I don't do it here because this side things are expensive. But everything else, I don't think SA is that much cheaper. Maybe it's because Kadi Randa already had to exchange my money, but I was like, the last time I was at SA, I was like, why is McDonald's not a Big Mac meal not 40 rand anymore? What do you mean you can't get a meal for getting a Street Works to go KFC for 30 rand? I was shocked. I don't think things are as cheap anymore in SA. Guys, we would love to see more of you and Fra in your videos. Can you please give us more of that content? I don't want to lie to you, my Twimmy. I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. It ain't gonna happen. Twimmy, it's not gonna happen, Zala. Francis Habati, he doesn't want, and understandably so. Francis is a very private person and shy, so he just, Francis doesn't like the camera, and also that's what I feel like. I think this is my YouTube, and I don't want it to become an us thing. I don't want to give couples content, so sure, Francis is very private. If Francis could have his way, I would not have a YouTube channel at all, or Instagram with as many people as I do. So I try to always kind of keep his boundaries in place. So a lot of the things that I share and don't share, keep him in mind. When I'm not sharing something, it's because I also understand that this is his life as well, and he shouldn't have to suffer because when I really influence about it, well, trying to be, but yeah, I'm not gonna lie, friend, you're not gonna get any couples content with Fra. I can't even convince him to do TikTok with me because he's scared I'm gonna post it. So Fred doesn't abate. And then it's all about Asiaka, how old I am. I don't know what's about Asiaka. You know what? It's so funny because people always either guess my age to be much younger than I am, or either much older. Like, I hardly get people who guess Asiaka right where it is. But anyway, Choimies, I am 27. I hope I said that the right way. I'm 27 years old. I also got a couple of questions. Are you still friends with Uzbamban, Uzbansban? Every person you guys are asking me if I'm still friends with, I'm still friends with them. I'm still cool. As I've said, friendships just changed, but I'm still cool. I'm still fine with all the people that you asked me for. Guys, I don't really have lots of friendship breakups, hey? I'm not even gonna lie. I don't have lots of friendship breakups. I think it's also because I'm such a talker. If I feel like I'll sharp or something's in the air or whatever, I talk. And fortunately, I've been blessed to have friends as well who talk And when I ask, I don't have pride in friendships, and yeah, I don't have pride in friendships, so I believe in talking. Yeah, so I don't really have bad fallouts with friends, people that you don't see me with as much anymore. We maybe just stopped talking much, so we don't talk that much anymore, but we comment each other's stuff, we catch up every now and then, but there's like no one I've had a very bad fallout with. I don't have fallouts with people, Shem. People and I, we just kind of grow and then we don't talk as much anymore. But then or anything. Yeah, I'm still cool. I think in the past like 5 years, 6 years, 7, I've only ever had one friendship fallout with one person. We love each other again because that's my girl. The thing is, I just don't like falling out with people. And if I can help it, if we're going to stop being friends, let it be on like civil terms, but I don't like drama. I also think I just don't have people, I just don't attract drama. I can have people that like drama in my life. Yeah. Anyway, Choimies, I feel like I've answered most of the questions. If I did not answer your question, it means I just wasn't comfortable answering it. You were asking me something that's a bit uncomfortable to answer that I don't want on the internet, or I've answered it before. I answered it on some video, that's why. But thank you so much, Choimies, for tuning in, and I'll be back at a vlog again so we can rock. Love you guys always. Mwah.